Okay, so we have to talk about calming our dog's mind, right? This is state of mind training. Cool thing about it is that in any command dog's in, you can calm them down. You can disagree with just the energy. So let's say a dog's in a sit. Okay, there's dog 1 in a sit, maybe a little tail wag. Dog 2 in a sit. They're both in a sit, but one's mind is very elevated and is unreliable. All right. So what we do in that moment is we correct our dog for an energy error, which means they know from this training that they're supposed to be calm when they do their commands. So we can literally just correct them for their energy. They don't have to be out of position. One of the ways we can be clear to our dogs to tell them that it's their energy is we shush at them. We say shh and then correct, which means you need to calm down. Okay? It also means whatever you're worrying about, stop worrying about it. That's what we're using here today. Okay, with her. I shush her, meaning relax, submit to the situation. And I get a loose body like this. Now she could be standing up with the same mind. But she knows, I showed her the drummer, so she knows. She knows we're gonna be doing something. And that's something in this room, because dogs form associations. She said, in this room, last time we did this, we were laying on our side, okay? But also, actually it wasn't in this room with her. It was in the other room, wasn't it? So she knows that, she knows my cues by now. I'll tell her to sit if she doesn't, and then I'll shush her, and she'll lay down, and then I'll shush her again, and I'll start to roll her, but she did it herself this time, okay? So she knows, okay? So then her mind, this is what matters, okay? She could be on her side, but, like her mind's elevated, then we correct. It's not about the side. The only reason she's on the side is because we need to get to those beautiful nails today and start teaching her how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few examples here of how this works. Okay, she understands that she's not to get up unless I tell her the release word, which is break. I want to say it too loud and confuse her. I don't know how she feels about her nails, but most dogs don't like it. But what I'm going to teach her is that I just need you to keep your head down here and stay relaxed. That's all that she needs to do, okay? Here's how to think of it, is that this is her only weapon, really, other than her nails, is her teeth. That's her gun, and if she doesn't like what I'm doing, and she picks it up and points it at me, I'm going to disagree with her pointing it at me. I want her to keep it down there until this exercise is over, because dogs tend to use their teeth to bite, if they don't like something, especially girls like her. Not that she's a bad girl, she's not. She's a great dog. This is what is in her genetics. Okay, so look, a little tap, and then she lays her head down. So we talked about this with the last dog. I just put my hand here so that they can't get up. If they try to resist and they try to push against my hand, I'll tap here, give them some guidance. As soon as their head lays down, the tap stops, but also I say, good girl. Soon, I'm able to just tap on this without even putting my hand there. I can just tap on this while I'm working on a nail, and she resumes that position, and I say, good girl, okay? Now remember, this dog knows me. This dog has a relationship with me. She's been here for 3 weeks, so she knows me. We're gonna attack with these nails. Look, she's giving me her leg. This is really good stuff. So the Rotties, though, you have to bridge that gap in your relationship so that they trust you, but they respect you. And it's gonna be a few, moments with them where you're gonna have to correct them. If you can get it done right, it's worth the reward. These dogs, if they give you, if they show you respect, I think they're one of the best breeds. I mean, I love them. But if they don't show you respect, it can be bad, And it's not that they're mean necessarily, it's just that they're willing to correct you like they would another dog. It's not that they're not loving and loyal too at the same exact time, but they're also very big and very rambunctious when they're young. And they don't like to calm down, and they don't like to be told what to do pretty much. So you have to bridge that gap. So right here, I'm going to show you where I'm going to give her a low number, and I'm going to go shh. And then my hand is not going to put her down yet, exactly. She does it. I'm not trying to push her down at this point. I want her to do it herself. Very nice, very nice. Young girl, we got to remember, her patience, or her she's much better now after training, but her level of, I guess it's patience, is just now being built up. It was very low when she got here. So she'd be in a command for a second and start getting fidgety. Now she's building some time. Now she could be there for a few hours. On the place bed, of course. Okay. Let's see here how she reacts to this. I have no idea how she's going to react to this. There's the first correction. And it's just a 5. It's not high. It's just to let her know. But what she does after that is what's going to inform her she gets punishment. Meaning, does she resist my direction? That's what punishment comes in. Okay, good. Because she's still learning. This isn't a learning process. So that was, you did something wrong, and then here's my guidance, my hand to show you where to go. Now, if she said, I don't want to, or fuck off, Josh, correction, like punishment numbers, and then put it back down. So she's not being punished for getting the answer wrong. She's not getting punished for trying. She's getting punished for that attitude, and that's pretty much how we train. Okay? You train that attitude out of them. Okay. Much better response, although she did, you know, her head's up. I still pat her real quick because she's checking it out, but she did not shoot up to the point where her shoulder was up like earlier. Like she put her head all the way over here. Okay, and now I'm gonna tell her what this means. A little tap. That's fine. That's fine, actually. Just point it away. That's fine. Very nice. So that's trigger number 1, is the sound. So I'm going to work through trigger number 1 before I work to another trigger, which means putting it on the nail. Good girl. So dogs, again, they go by association. So when she hears this, she's associating it to mean to relax. Otherwise, I'll tend to, you know, she'll get some stim telling her that she's making an error. So I'm forming this association now. Good girl. By petting her and letting her know, yeah, that's right. That's what we need you to do next time when you hear that. Okay. Next is the next sound of it hitting the nail. I'm gonna let it hit my own nail first to see if I get any reactions. The reason why I'm doing all this before I hit the nail is because I want her to pop her head up before I get to the nail, so I can start teaching her what to do with the correction. Because I know when you start hitting the nail, they're gonna make a mistake, you know, the first time. That gets corrected. That, again, with that energy thing. Now you can see it was at 0, and then she went up to about a 1, and then it was climbing closer to a 2, and then 3, 4, 5. You know, 10 being she's highly aroused, running around like full blast play. You know, she going to a 1 is just like sniffing around and stuff like that, and then 2 you're kind of getting a little fidgety, and 3 you're, you know, it just goes up. I would say anything like this while you're doing the nails is a no. If she's in a regular down, we're a little more loose with it. But now we're doing something, so. There's a little bit of attitude there, so firmer number. Block, the hands are blocked, saying don't put your head over here. That's attitude. That's all it is. Because she's bored. And that's a very puppy-like thing to do. She needs to mature. So that's what dog matures, by how she's treated. All right? By her owners and by her environment. I'm maturing her. I'm not, this is tough love. Because if this is my dog, I want her to be badass by the time she's an adult. I don't want her to be a pain in the ass. So I do this all now. I take care of it when they're really young, have these conversations. So that was one little attitude that she did. And now she knows what happens. And now she's super soft. Like I feel it in her legs. Like post-correction goodness. They're always just so much better after you correct the bullshit. Right? And then she gets a good girl. That's how you raise them. That's how you get it to be right. Okay? This is going to go on to her nail. Or my nail first. Nothing on her part. I'm going to touch her nail now. Good girl. Her eyes looked at me, but she stayed calm, and I said, very good girl. She says, I don't know what this is. Good girl. Very proud of you. Good girl. So she's looking, but she's keeping her head down. Good girl. Keep it short in the beginning. Very good. forming a belief system. That's why I stopped on that one before she got jerky. I wanted to show her that nothing bad happened. And then I paused, turned off. I'm doing it again here. And so now she's starting to be less worried about it because she feels like it already happened. And it wasn't so bad because I turned it off and said, and then I grabbed the next paw, did the same thing on the next paw. Just short little nicks on each nail. Moves to the front paws, which are usually the more difficult ones I hear for most dogs. Good girl. And good girl. And good girl. Very nice. Very good. I didn't do her nails, but it's enough to give the sensations, and her belief is that's it. The next session we do a little bit more. Break! I'm so proud of you. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You did good, girl. Look at you. I feel like you just matured over that experience. Yes. You look great. You look great. Yes, you do. I like what she's doing right now to give me affection. It's not as mouthy with the teeth. This is acceptable to me. She's still got to learn space. Like, see that block I just did there? But she was, and again, this is how it would be described, I'm sure, is like with dogs like this. Is like, yeah, she bites, but she's not biting me. Like, she's not being mean. And she's treating you like another dog, though, like a puppy member. Like the way she'd play with Tina, her dog friend outside, she was trying to do to me. That's what it is. And she has to know that that's not okay. Okay? The potential of this dog is great, though. This dog has great, I think she's just, she's totally a Rottweiler, 100%. I mean, she just acts like a Rottweiler. And you're either a Rottie person or you're not, but I am. My uncle always had Rotties, big, old, stinky, fun, friendly Rotties that we would just take into the woods and run around. And they would tell us to take the dogs with us because the dogs would keep an eye on us at that age, you know. They're good dogs, but you learn back then they can knock you down and they can, they can do all this stuff. So you have to kind of set some boundaries. My Uncle Jimmy, or I probably shouldn't say names on here. Yeah, my uncle.
Everyone has an Uncle Jimmy.
Everybody's got Uncle Jimmy. He made sure the dogs were under control, and I witnessed him correct dogs. And I think seeing the stuff, seeing it when you're a kid, helped a lot when you get older to know what to do when you get your dog. I watched Rotties get corrected for doing stupid shit or jumping on kids or just not listening in the living room. They had this little area in the living room that they could be and they could go relax unless they're invited otherwise, kind of like place, but it was like a corner of the room. And if they were getting out of that spot and causing ruckus, I got to see Uncle Jimmy Joe, let them know and put them in their place, put them back where they belong, which is over on their little beds. Okay. The in-between time, when you're not on a command and you're hanging out with your dog, it's all about relationship. So, our dogs are in commands, but they're not always in commands. A lot of the times they're not in a command, and how a dog behaves out of command is super important. So, spending time out of command is equally as important and super fun. And so we just want to hang out with our dogs and be able to shape their behavior by it's simple. We correct what we don't like and we reward what we do. You just need to understand what rewarding is. Touching your dog is rewarding. Using a soft tone is rewarding. Punishing is going to be something the dog finds aversive, which is going to be an E-collar correction, right? Or your tone, So when I'm hanging out with her, I'm shaping her to what I like. So she's naturally don't want to be biting all over me. She's way too old to be doing that, way too big to be doing that, but she's doing that. And so I had to tell her, don't do that to me. I had to show her not to do it to me. By enticing her to do it, to trigger it, and then tell her not to so I could get reps in, so I could get it done today. So every time your teeth touch my skin, you get corrected. And that's a rule that a lot of people use and a lot of trainers use. It's like we play, but they don't put their teeth on my skin. And you'll see a dog will learn to play with you without putting their teeth on your skin. And so that's what I'm teaching her. It's kind of more of a puppy class thing, but she is a puppy. But I mean, like, you can start doing this stuff at like 8 weeks when they get home, and you can really, make a lot of progress before they're 6 months, before they're 5 months. So, how old is she? 8 months? Something like that, 9 months? Teeth are big now. So, she's learning in my personal space to show me affection and stuff. It's not that. It's nuzzling softly, it's more of that kind of stuff. It's this, if you want to lay down, that's good. Okay, so what did we miss?